So for this demo, I will do some back and forth between two portals, ServiceNow portal and Kurmi portal. What you will see in my demo is that I will not really touch much the Kurmi portal. I'm just showing you that portal to show you the change that I will do, and all the modification of configuration that will be pushed to different UC system. Everything will be triggered from ServiceNow, and you will see my ServiceNow will use here my Kurmi platform. So first, for this demo, you can see here that I have a couple of users already provisioned. Some of these users already have telephony. Some, they are just users sitting in my here Entra ID, for example. Okay, so Lydia is a good example. She's just a user that has been onboarded by my HR, and by default, my HR tool is automatically pushing everybody to Entra. No license, no profile, no groups, nothing. What do I want to do for this user? I want to enable the telephony. And for that, I can here impersonate an administrator. So you can see here that maybe an HR person or maybe an administrator. I have access to my ServiceNow catalog. And I can see here typical requests that are available through the app. Update package, update phone number, activate voice, update department. What I will start with is the activate voice app or activate voice here items that I want to start to enable for my users. Again, this could be part of a bigger workflow. This could have approval steps. What I want to do now is that I want to show you here that I will use my user Lydia, which is here like not yet activated, and I will here provide phone services for this user. So the first thing you see here is that in the app, we have here a live check of the user configuration. So when I search for one end user, I will be able to retrieve here the current department, the current profile, and based on that, here propose unavailable phone numbers, for example, or propose here a set of configuration. As you can see as well, we are here showing to you a list of available phone numbers. So I can see here the 08, for example, is already used, but I can here pick any number from this list because I know these numbers are available. I'll keep the first default one available, and I will use the submit button. And this action, in fact, will not only enable my user on Entra, it will here provide the right license. It will also like do the right configuration of on my teams. It will here like assign this phone number. It will do all configuration in one single API call, one single step. Okay, so you don't have to be worried about integrating with Entra, integrating with Teams, pushing some PowerShell command. We taking care of all of that, and that's the most important. As you can see here, we have like a dynamic view where we can see here that if there was an approval, then we can see when the approval has been done. I skipped that step in this demo, but you can have the approval. You can also see here that we have done the fulfillment and the task is completed, meaning that Kurmi sent back the information to ServiceNow. Or do I know that Kurmi sent back information? I do have a reference ticket here. What is that reference ticket? You'll see. I will now show you here what's happening on Kurmi side. So let's switch to Kurmi, and let's here go back to the user list and to Lydia. Close to Lydia here, you can see a small like clock. What does that mean? That means that we have here like we had a pending task. The time I click, it's actually just over. But this pending task is showing me the asynchronous operation of provisioning Lydia on Microsoft, provisioning here Lydia with the right new package, which is Team Phone, and activating all the voice services for her. Okay, so I can see here that now she has a number, but what's interesting here is that I can also see a number, a ticket number. Let's take a closer look at this ticket number. In fact, this ticket number is a reference from Kurmi. And within Kurmi, I'm also able to see here the reference from ServiceNow, which could help you to troubleshoot a lot, okay? We want you to be able to see the ticket number of ServiceNow within Kurmi, but also to see who has done the change and what's here the ticket number that have been pushed back by Kurmi. So all of that is fully automated. And what you can see as well is that I can also see here the configuration that I push to my teams or to my here like a Entra ID to provision the right license, to provision here like the phone numbers and so on. And all of that in one step. Okay, so you can do many here like requests that could be also fully automated. part of a bigger workflow of provisioning, once again, it's available. It's part of the default app and part of the default use case that are in my configuration. Another typical use case is to update phone numbers or to update here the user department. So once again, we have here an item available in the catalog for that. Once again, it's fully automated. What do I mean by that? We are getting here the existing configuration. So I know here where this user is located, this department. I know his existing profile, his existing here phone number. And if I want to change, this is dynamic. This is something that we are discovering based on your configuration. So no development needed for that. And based on the new site I will select, you will see here that I will also propose a different set of number that here belongs to this specific location. And when I will hit the submit button, we will again push the change to Kurmi, but not only Kurmi. Kurmi will take care of the provisioning across all the UC vendors. And if I'm doing this demonstration today with a Microsoft environment, that will be exactly the same with a Cisco environment, with a mix of Cisco and Microsoft, with a Zoom environment, with an Avaya environment. All of that will be the same, okay? And it's completed, sorry. I didn't check if it was completed, but it's done. So if I go back here to my user, so I can click on back and it will bring me back to the user. I can see the asynchronous operation is being performed, okay? That's what I wanted to show you earlier, but I was too slow to click. And you can see here that now this user is in a new location, okay, in Brittany, in France. And you can see here the new directory number assigned to my user. So simple change, but in fact, it's really like a command request. I want to assign a different number. I want to be sure that this user will be in this location, because in this location, he will have a different route routing policy. We're taking care of all of that, okay? Just 2 fields, and we're taking care of the entire configuration for the user. Last but not least, the deprovisioning, or maybe moving this user to a different set of the organization. On Microsoft, deprovisioning, it could be like removing the entire user, moving this user to a specific group and remove his services. It depends, okay? So for that change, I will use the update package, and my update package will allow me to just select again, same user. Again, I can search for anyone else, but in my demo, I prefer to use here the same user because it's actually better for my story. I started by the provisioning, modifying after that the phone number, and then here I'm switching to removing his services. So now I will switch this user to an Entra ID only type of users. I can also maybe be sure that this user will belong to a specific group that will be deleted after a specific amount of time. All of that could be automated, up to you. In my application here, I just have one field to select, you see, super easy. And when I hit the submit button, it will also do here the same type of request. I can go into the detail. I can see here the detail of the request. It was successful. Again, I have the ticket ID from Kurmi. So Kurmi is updating my ServiceNow real time. I can here see additional detail if I want, but when I will refresh here the user, and if I go here to the user list, I will see that this user is back to an Entra ID users without any telephony services. 3 simple use cases, 3 really common requests. Again, we've worked for years with many customers on how to simplify and how to automate most of the UC provisioning for and help them to integrate with ServiceNow integration. We saw that part of the top 5 or top 10 requests of our customers, we have these 3 use cases. We also have other use cases like resetting PIN code or things like that are also part of the application. We will continue to provide you more, but this is here a good example of what we can do without any development. You can already download this app and plug it to your Kurmi. That could work.